Hi, historians. It's Miss Melton here to talk to you about 40 Acres and a Mule. In this section of the unit, you are going to be focusing on how in the United States we moved from a slave labor system to a free labor system. And in each section, you're going to learn a little bit about how some things went well and helped former slaves, and how some things were bad and kept them in, even though they were free, their lives were still very similar to how it was in when we had a slave labor system. So this first one, 40 Acres and a Mule, is more about, it kind of had a good idea, like you saw in the video prior, but it didn't end up working out the way that the intention was for Sherman, who first wanted former slaves to have 40 acres and a mule. So let's read. From your Scott Forsman text, it says during Reconstruction, Congressman Thaddeus Stevens said that every African American adult should be given 40 acres and a mule. His purpose was to help former slaves begin new lives. However, no land was ever distributed to former slaves. Now, from the video, we learned that 40 acres and a mule came from General Sherman after he asked several African American preachers what the free men need. Thaddeus Stevens presented the idea to Congress. Land was never given, but instead leased out, and they were forced to sign a contract. Think about indentured servants, very similar to that. And the freedmen couldn't actually afford the land. Like they would they could get paid for the crops that they would sell, but they would never get enough to actually pay back the land. So it was a good idea that was started by General Sherman and Thaddeus Stevens. However, it never benefited former slaves.